1910 and 1945, Korea was controlled by Japanese Empire. Koreans were forced to work in Japanese factories, and the men were sent as soldiers to the front, while thousands of women were drafted as slaves. People were even pressured to change their names to Japanese name. It ended in August 15, 1945. After World War II and Korean War, Korea has been divided as two individual countries. Two separate governments stabilized into the existing political entities of South and North Korea. Nowadays, civilians are concerned about their country politics and human rights. It can be real magic to see the change that happened in the last 60 years. And they need to find out their future more throughout their politics.
Mark my words, we're short of turds. My simple request is that you do your poor best. I don't quite believe what I'm seeing. You'll laugh like it's rain, even at pain. It was never, ever the intention to engineer more deaths by our invention. We couldn't forget the Islamic threat and got its dual weapon to work. It seems just as unfair as around that square to interfere with the passage of breath. I'd be gunned down rather than drown, or die anyway than by choking to death. One residue is still taboo. Let oxygen gas be the white silk I pass when the atmosphere is clear. You don't have to use the whole bloody news. They are sensitive souls who seek caring roles. I'm off to devise a little surprise, something that's certain to stun all those who thought the wars only fought with that thing, like that vulgar gun. A sudden surprise out of the skies to bring a quick end to this war. They say it's just that you can't bear to lose a loved one and you long to bring the spirit from the air and hear the spirit's song. More beautiful than this? You'll love me. You'll believe my metamorphosis. I want to hear a beautifully sung note out of absolutely everyone's throat. And it is to those apparently empty skies I wish to turn our artistic eyes.
When he was born, his ear was cut into two, and if you blew a horn, he wouldn't have a clue. He was given a bigger hole in his drum from all the other instruments. In his left ear, only a hum. Now, he was left with thickness. Who cut my ear? You couldn't hear from birth, but I can still hear, not like everyone else. With swinging fist, he wouldn't wear his hearing aid. In school, he learned to read your lips. He was afraid. Questions were missed and compliments were unheard. He had to make a checklist. He needed to join the herd. With no help at all, this boy today is doing great. But there's one downfall. It is hard to create. Over time, he couldn't hear much. Words became murmurs, and he would have to use touch for the newcomers. Today, the masks. He didn't plan for that. He didn't expect the task, and now he has fallen flat. With all the rage, he needs to agree. There may be a cage, but that's from the bourgeoisie. Little boy, please, wear your hearing aid.
In France, politics is a topic that people are passionate about. It's about arguing and fighting, whether it's with family, friends, or in the street. When you think of politics, you don't picture governments. They are all more disappointing than the previous one. No, you think of riots, strikes, and buildings on fire. At school, when the students learn about the 1940s, they hear great stories about national heroes and resistance. But what isn't taught is the execution of and the withdrawal of nationality for Jews, opposants, and communists. The French government did more than collaborate with Nazi Germany, and nowadays not much has changed. France still collaborates with dictators and industries that don't respect human rights simply for economic gain. French institutions are racist, xenophobic, homophobic, and sexist. It's an old patriarchal country that thinks so highly of itself that they don't even see how obsolete they are. The police are violent, justice isn't fair, and nobody has faith in it. More and more liberticidal laws are passed, and the electoral promises are just sweet dreams that will never come true.
My country is green, with trees older and taller than I, with fields and snow-covered hills as far as I can see. This is not my country, and I'm sick of people acting like it is. I'm sick of high-rise and accents, funny looks and modest words. I'm sick of country that has done nothing for me. I want my country where the only thing that education costs me is time, and where care and health has no price, where the people protest with silence law for the ones that they love, and not against those that they hate. I want my country back.